The Propcast on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. They have a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 bonus funds. Use promo code SGPN.
And Peggy the shot, the ground downfield. He gets the catch, and he gets in for the touchdown. The catch is made by Calvin Ridley. Wilson, as he throws.
And welcome, everybody, to the Propcast here for Week 2 of the NFL season. I'm your host, Scott Rochelle. Once again, joined by Adam Rosenberg. Together, we're going to break down our props for the Week 2 card. Currently Thursday, September 11th, around 3 p.m. Eastern. I know we did the episode in the middle of halftime last week, but we are back now in the early afternoon. We know that, once again, it was pretty difficult to actually tune in during the game, and it was a late night. We kind of scrambled last week, but now this will be most likely the normal recording time.
Yeah, sometime in this afternoon.
So point is we will be back, I'd say, around Thursdays at 3 p.m. Moving forward. But either way, Adam, how's it going with you? What's up?
Nothing. I was going to make some jokes because South Park said it's okay for us to do it. But,
South Park's busy at the moment removing previous episodes.
I can't believe, look at us wearing these same fucking shirt, dude.
I
know.
But
we just look like that.
We don't coordinate, believe it or not. We just get the colors. So there you go.
Colors. By the way, I'm about to book my next Vegas trip. Do you want to go with me?
That's fun. When are you going to go?
We're going to go first week in October for G2E.
Is that a gaming thing?
It's like a gaming industry thing that I got to get.
I knew that.
Clients.
Okay.
But I'm going to go for the weekend. We'll talk about it, but we'll
figure it out. Yeah. It's all good. All right. Anyway, do brief want to talk about week 1. I know my picks were not great. They went 1 and 2. I forgot how your picks did, but I got the fair.
I think I was 1 and 2.
Right?
I don't remember. I mean, getting the feel of stuff. I feel pretty good about some of these things. Again, overreaction week. Good stuff. Doing this. We're gonna add more stuff to the card. We got some stuff. I got a fair amount of things that I really do like. Yeah, man, let's just kind of go from there. I'm stoked. Sorry, it's been a wild day for me, just work wise. I just had nonstop meetings, and I don't even know. Did our baseball play win? Did Pirates win?
I think they were still playing.
Okay.
Last I checked.
All right, cool.
But either way, point is
Pirates are 2-2. There you go. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Anyway, point is, I know usually for the NFL season, I tend to start off, I'd say, going for a little bit of a smaller unit size, and then I'll ramp it up as the season goes along. Nobody knew anything for week 1. You can pretend that you did, but when it came down to actual snap percentages, etc., it was kind of a lot of guesswork, and now we actually have one game of sample to work with. But either way, we'll pick it up, and we'll have a solid week 2. Anyway, before we get into anything for week 2 picks, a reminder that you can also check out the merch store. We have a quarter of everything in the merch store with the promo code football. So make sure to check out the Propcast merchandise, MLB Gambling Podcast, NBA Gambling Podcast, WNBA Gambling Podcast, Tennis Gambling Podcast. A bunch of shows have merch on the network, but you can get a quarter of everything if you use the code football at checkout. So, starting off with the first play that you have for week 2, Adam, what do you like for your week 2 player props?
I'm coming in hot, Scott. Okay. I'm going to come in hot. Guess what I got for you? I don't know if you saw it in our text because you were busy too. You know what I mean?
You sent me a lot of stuff. I mean, there were a lot of stuff that were focused on tonight as well, which I took, but I don't.
No, that's different. We already have our tonight props.
I know.
People want the tonight props. They've already seen them. But Rams, we can do. We've decided it's our show, so we could do team props, right?
Yeah, we can.
All right, good. Rams, Titans over 9.5 punts plus 110.
It goes well with the under, so I'm not against that.
I see you smiling.
Because I like the under. I was on Kyle's show earlier this week, and I like the under in the game, so yeah. I'm fine with that.
All right. Well, look, last year Tennessee was top 5 punts per game. Rams were top 10 in punts per game. Last week, Tennessee had the most punts in the league. They had 8. Rams were right behind them with 5. Both teams have banged up offense lines. Both teams, I don't know.
The Titans have banged up offensive lines. That unit might just stink anyway, but yes. Unit might be
Rams have a guard and a tackle.
Yeah.
Who?
No, I'm saying the Rams are injured. The Titans might be injured, but that unit stinks anyway. They can't block anyway.
It's totally fine.
So,
but yeah. Give me look. This happened. I have the notes on it somewhere. Where was this? It was.
You texted it to me, so it should be relatively recent.
Then I didn't even take all of it. So my point is, Rams went over. Rams had 10 punts 4 times last year. Tennessee had 10 punts combined 8 times last year. That's crazy. We need to find a market that you and I are going to consistently hit until they take away, similar to DPs. And I think that's going to be just the P. We're just going, that's it. That's the segment. Just the P.
Okay, there you go.
There it is.
So what the number on that was, what do you say it was again? It was 8.5.
Yeah, 9.5 at plus 110.
Okay, there you go. So plus 110 will be your first play. Moving on to my first play, I'm going to go
That's
to
it? No reaction. It's a kicking prop, and you were just kind of whatever on it?
Truth is, I'm a fan of it, but because I like the under in the game, but I'm kind of wondering if there's ever a reason why you should be taking punter props instead of taking the under in the game.
Because we're a prop show.
No, I know. I just meant like conceptually, if you have a choice between the under and punts.
There's I mean, one of the games where they went way over was an overtime game of 33-30, like 33-30 against the Seahawks last year.
Okay, there you go. So that's a reason why you might take it. So
yeah.
I never really dove into the punt market. So
I used some FTM stats of like punts per drive and stopping on drives. I mean, there's a lot of fluky ways where things happen. Like
once again, I like the under in the game, so this is right up my alley.
Just keep it there. So the reason why you might want to do an under, is because you have a high total that you think might go lower. Like 40, it's an under. It's a low total. I think you would do punts for a low total. Similar. Remember when we used to hit total bases more as a team market? Mm-hmm. Similar.
Okay, there we go. That makes sense.
That's actually the way that I would think about it. And is that it's is that if the total is low and you don't want to, I don't want to mess with a bad beat on that. Let's just go with the angle that we think has to happen for that to happen anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. I can get behind that. It was plus money, so I like the play.
Exactly.
Moving on to my first play, I'm going to go to the matchup between the Seahawks and the Steelers. I'm going to fade one of your former guys because he used to play for your team. You never actually liked him, but he used to be on your team. Give me Kenneth Gainwell. I'll go with his under rushing yards at 34.5 at minus 118. He's had less than 27 rushing yards in 12 straight now. A lot of that has to do with him being the backup for Saquon, of course. Week 1, he played 54% of the snaps. It was a very high-scoring game. He had 7 carries for 19 yards. They did not run the ball that much. They were not good at it. And I do think that the Seahawks run defense might be decent. The 49ers only averaged 3.3 yards per carry against Seattle in week 1. Warren was more effective with less touches. Point is, Gainwell, simply put, I think is not really that good of a running back. And I do think that his yard total feels kind of high. For a Steelers team that was in a very high-scoring, up-tempo game, they didn't run the ball that much. They threw it a lot, and you're looking at Gainwell, who did nothing in that game, having 19 yards. 34.5 feels pretty large for a Seahawks front that was good against the Niners run game in week 1. So I'm going to go with Kenneth Gainwell under on his 34.5 rushing yards at minus 118. Thoughts?
He stinks.
I think
that this Pittsburgh team are overreacting a little bit, but I don't think they're that great.
Well, that's kind of the point, though, is that people are looking at the offense going, this team's pretty good, but they still couldn't run the ball against the Jets. They only scored because Rodgers was lighting it up against the Jets secondary, but I don't know why that would change. The point is he had a bunch of opportunities to get carries, and they didn't give it to him. He had 7 carries. He played over half the snaps. Gainwell was, in my opinion, worse than Warren. I didn't think it was close, at least based on the eye test, so I might see more work for Warren. We'll go from there, but I think Gainwell's a backup running back. And then the Steelers haven't officially announced that yet, but he will be over the course of the season. So I like Gainwell to go under on his rushing yards for this game. Anyway, moving on to your second play for week 2. What do you like?
Going to go with Joe Burrow over 5.5. I believe so. There's the rushing yards, and let's see this Burrow.
I know you wanted the longest rush when you sent.
Well, I want the longest rush for a couple reasons. So it's 5.5 rushing yards. The longest rush is, I believe, the same. Let me see.
Well, your argument's
okay. So
downs,
over 5.5 is even money. Over 5.5 longest rush is even money. Over 5.5, just what it is minus 115. The reason why I like this, so 52% of his runs last year were scrambles. He doesn't really have a ton of designed runs anymore.
They don't want him to die, so that makes sense.
Right. They have, and he's not going to have a problem with that with the Jags pass rush and his offensive line. I expect him to have to scramble. He had 2 scrambles last week. His average yards per attempt on scrambles last year was 9.3, which is astronomical. So he's running for that first down, and he's going to get a good chunk of it. Bryce Young had a rush for 40 and had a 22-yard scamper against the Jags. And only 2 QBs since the start of last season have failed to have a rush against the Jags of 6 or more, and that is Will Levis and Jordan Love. So give me Joe Burrow over 5.5 longest rush at even money.
Yeah, you also forgot to mention that they let Bryce Young scramble a couple of times. I think Young had a 22.
I did. I mentioned that was literally the last thing that I said was that they.
I don't remember you saying that he had a 22-yard run. Just for
he had a 22-yard run, and he did.
Yeah, so he had one massive carry, which I think can kind of summarize the Jacksonville defense, which looked good in week 1. I'll actually segue into that defense in a second, in this game in a second. But I do think the Jaguars defense might be vulnerable to scrambles. So that could be a good
I just think that their pass rush is very good.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the
all
Bengals
it takes is one bad angle, Burrow finds an opening, and he gets 8 yards. That's all we really need.
All it takes is one.
Yep. So there we go. Before we get into my second prop for week 2, I'm under the brought to you by our sponsor, Bookie.ag. Who's Bookie?
My Bookie.
Using Bet on Football. They have college football, NFL. Use their prop builder, second to none. Their model is also very simple. Bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. You can use crypto for deposits and payouts when you sign up for a new account. Use the code SGPN for 100% back bonus up to $500 for your customers. Look at the promo code SGPN. We're also supported by Rhythm. Check out their models for college football, for the NFL, for MLB, WNBA, golf, and other options. A reminder, use their leaderboard with the weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model that you build, and you can win $1K. The bets actually do not even have to win. Just track your bets for a chance to enter the giveaway. But a reminder, we also have a nice free trial link with Rhythm. If you use the link, sportsgamebox.com Rhythm, you'll get a 7-day free trial. Once again, sportsgamebox.com Rhythm to get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast here for week 2. We just finished going through the first couple of props for the show. Time to move on into my second prop for week 2. Same game. I'm going to go with McPherson, my kicking prop for the show. Went through some field goals. Unfortunately, you know what Aubrey is to make 2 field goals in the game? Do you want to guess the prices?
Minus 190 because I looked at it.
That is correct. It is minus 190. It was fun while it lasted. Unfortunately, I can't take that. A lot of field goals I thought were a bit pricey, so I decided to go for an extra point market instead. Give me McPherson over 2.5 extra points at minus 125. He's made at least 3 extra points in 8 of his last 11 games. He's also made at least 3 extra points in 4 of his last 5 home games. They were not good in week 1. I believe they had 7 yards of offense in the entire second half, but they were at home. Jacksonville's defense was great in week 1 against Carolina, only allowed 10 points. However, is the defense really good, or does Bryce Young stink, or is it both? It might be both. We'll see. I think Bryce Young is awful, so that's kind of my stance on that. But I think Burrow will look better. Chase was a non-factor. I think he'll be a bigger factor in this game. It felt like Cincinnati really didn't have much of a game plan offensively against Cleveland. Shout out to Zach Taylor for not being that good of a coach. But the point is, I think they'll bounce back here at home. Jacksonville's defense, I think, is a bit overvalued here. I think that Cincinnati at home will score at least 21 points. Pretty high total for this game. Is that around 49, give or take? So I think it's a good spot to basically get a Bengals team total in a way at a decent price, because in order to go over the team total, they have to score 3 touchdowns. So give me the Bengals kicker to make it at least 3 extra points at minus 125. Thoughts?
I like it.
49 as the total feels very high.
That's really high. You're going to need
2.5 extra points at minus 125. So
no, what's the spread?
Spread's like 4, I think. 4.5. But that puts the Bengals team total around like 25.5. And you're going to get there with 3 touchdowns and a couple field goals. So I don't really get the extra point line compared to the team total. So that's why I'm taking this prop. So give McPherson, make 3 extra points at minus 125. Anyway, I'm moving on to your final prop for week 2. What do you like?
I like Akane. Akane over. I like his.
You mean 8?
Achan. I always call him Octane, Acan, Achan. I like Achan's receiving. So I love Miami this weekend. It's not a secret. I like Miami to the moon. I have a ladder on them. I'm making you bet a ladder on them. I have them in Survivor this weekend.
Wait, who's your Survivor pick? Miami. Okay.
43-7. They're 43-17 against the Pats in their lifetime. Seven of the Pats' 17 wins came between 2003 and 2012.
They also own the head-to-head in Miami. So
that's literally what I'm saying.
No, you're saying in general. I'm saying
no. I'm saying in Miami. These are only in Miami.
Yeah.
These are only in Miami.
I thought you were mentioning like all the numbers against New
England. No. 45% of their wins against 45% of the wins the Patriots have against Miami in Miami came when Tom Brady was in his prime.
Okay.
Like this is my thing. This is my baby.
Shout out to Kenyon Drake.
It's a 15% average margin of victory in the last 5 games that they've beat them down there. But my point is that the Pats got killed in the slot and underneath last week. If you look at who they were giving it up to, they gave it up to our guy Jacoby Myers. The reason why Jacoby Myers is a low ADOT, he took a lot of that action underneath there. They didn't really get the Pats gave up a ton of explosive plays. Brock Bowers, that big one to Tucker, obviously were there too.
They were lucky that Bowers got hurt. He was on pace for like 100.
He was on pace for 1 billion yards.
Yeah.
So a lot of low ADOT stuff is where Gino really, really went to town on them. Achan is kind of, as a running back, he has that kind of ability. He's not an air yards guy, but he's going to get you 4 or 5 catches. He's going to get it for 25, 30 yards. He had 3 last week for 20 in a blowout game where they were dead from the beginning. He got
a check down on 4th and goal and broke 4 tackles for a touchdown.
Right. So. That was it. And they were done from there. So Waddle's a little banged up. Tyreek's potentially distracted. I think that they're going to want to do a lot of stuff with Tua to keep his confidence high, which is going to mean some short intermediate throws. And he's fine about this. He'd been killing this number all the time last year. I think this is pretty low. We're getting a really good discount. Over 27.5 receiving yards for Achan, minus 107.
Yeah, I do want to point out as well, if we are talking about the actual defense, Gonzalez is still battling a hamstring issue.
He's out.
So he has not practiced. He did not practice Wednesday. I'm assuming he's not going to play again. It's confirmed. Yeah. So New England's defense had issues in week 1. That's not going to fix himself when you're still missing your number 1 corner. So
it's also just where they were having these problems. Like they were getting the secondary didn't do a terrible job. Well, they gave up 300 yards, but they didn't do a terrible job. But everyone's looking at Tyreek, and I think that the way that this offense runs and why it was special for a period of time is because of Achan doing his thing. And I think
people also forget that Hill hasn't had a 30+ yard reception in over a year.
Well, he's
which I saw on Twitter,
beating up girlfriends,
which I think is that's allegedly, but I'm assuming based on his track record.
It's not alleged. Yeah,
but either way, point is Tyreek Hill has not really been the field stretcher, and he has not been as impactful as people want to pretend that he has been for the last year. I think Achan's good. The issue is he can't stay healthy, but when he's healthy, he's very good. So I agree with you on this play. And what was the number again?
27.5. I like 30.
There you go. Solid overall player. Even if they lose a couple checkdowns, you can get there. Screen pass.
I think he gets it. I'm beyond not. I'm not really worried about it. I really think he gets it.
Yeah. So there you go. Anyway, moving on to my final play. This actually was a runner-up play from the show last week, which would have hit. The problem was they played on Friday, so I skipped it. I was saving my plays for Sunday last week. I'm going to the Chiefs game as they take on the Eagles at home. Give me Noah Gray, longest reception, under 10.5 yards at minus 110.
People like him way more than he is.
He is awful. Stinks. He is so bad. But anyway, 10.5's a ton of yards for Noah Gray for a longest reception. He's gone under this number in 7 straight. He has not had a 7+ yard catch in 6 straight. He played 41% of the snaps in week 1 with the injuries that were involved with Worthy, for example. And in those snaps, he had 1 catch on 1 target for 3 yards. Yeah, I'm going with Noah Gray to do nothing in this game once again. He plays less than half the snaps. He doesn't get targeted ever. And I think he'll do nothing again. But he maybe catches a pass or 2 near the line of scrimmage. That's kind of his, I'd say, only usage on this team right now. 10.5 yards, a first down. You're asking a lot out of Noah Gray. a backup tight end to go under 11-yard reception, I think it's a gift to -110. I'll take that.
I would just like to point out that there are some that call this show son of sports gambling podcasts for obvious reasons and not so obvious reasons. On the mothership show, which is our mother, they were very big on this Noah Gray on the Chiefs at the Super Bowl. You and I said, stop right there.
We faded everything with Noah Gray.
They took everything with Noah Gray. That was, and for those of you who think who I think they is Sean T. Green and Ryan Carmichael Kramer the third. I'm going to change his middle name every single time. That's going to be the new bit.
Go.
But they were all over Noah Gray, and you and I doubled down on non-Noah Gray. We had Noah Gray under receiving yards. We had Noah Gray under longest reception. We had Noah Gray fades up the wazoo. And my favorite part is that you know what the last play of that game was? The last play of that game
wasn't it a target to Noah Gray and he didn't catch the ball?
Right, and he didn't catch the ball.
He didn't catch the ball, yeah.
Yeah, so.
He had one catch for 3 yards in that game.
Yeah,
right. Or one catch for 2. He does nothing in this offense. So, and the Eagles shut him down in the Super Bowl. I think that they had a real issue against tight ends in years past. Last year, they kind of fixed it. I think they were pretty good last year guarding tight ends. I know you were impressed because that used to be a serious hole in this defense. They improved on it. And Gray's not any good. So give me the under on longest reception for Noah Gray. Once again, he has not had a 7+ yard catch in 6 straight games, and his line's 10.5. Give me the under on Noah Gray longest catch.
Yeah, so it is. This actually it's going in the underdog.
I'm going to keep betting this until it loses. I think that I have to keep riding it. We're at a solid streak here, dating back to last year. 7 straight. He has really not been close. I'll keep riding this until the wheels fall off. So I'll keep recycling. So there you go. This is my Cowser 2Ks.
Who did not K twice today.
Sorry,
I took the
This is my John Kenzie Noel no hits.
I took the by the way, Pittsburgh Gates gave up a run there.
Of course they did. They stink.
They stink. And Brandon Lau has not had 2 hits. He's not honoring Trump at all.
That's a shame.
That's a damn shame.
Either way. Point is, you have anything you want to add for your bonus bets?
I like Bryce Young over 3.5 attempts. Because I think he's going
I bet that already this morning.
Yeah, on Blue Button.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I couldn't get it anywhere else.
The builder you have to wait for, usually like Saturday.
Yeah. Let me see if there's another.
I couldn't take the Burrow play. I have to wait for the builder on Friday or Saturday.
That's fine. I'm just looking at. I'm just looking at what we want here.
Well, if you want to throw in some stuff for tonight's game, you can because we have time. If you want to throw in some stuff.
I mean, I could tell people. You could tell people what I'm on. I'm on Scary Terry 60 yards. I'm on Golden 35 yards. Love under 29.5 pass attempts, and Bobby Wagner over 8.5 tackles and assists.
That was like -102. That was actually a very cheap one that I found shopping around.
The Wagner one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I think the builder at -102.
Well, that doesn't make me feel good. I think it's like I got it at -115 or something. I don't know.
He had 10 in week 1. It includes assists.
No, he didn't. He had 10 in week 1. I thought he was right under the number.
I looked it up. He had 10 in week 1. He had 5 tackles regular and 5 assists, and that counts as 10.
Yeah. So well, I like him to do that. So I like him. I like him tonight. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I want to go with in here. That is, who am I seeing? I'm just looking and seeing if there's any field goal stuff that I kind of like in here.
I saw some people were pitching McManus today, but I didn't tailor or anything.
You know what I don't hate? Do we want to do
what? Daniel's attempts? I don't know where you're going with this.
No, I'm looking at some other field goal stuff. What book is the Gray longest? I'm not seeing it besides 8.5 on ESPN Bet. Someone's asking you your questions.
Well, I had 10.5. I never had 11.5. Let me see which book had that. I want to see if it moved because I prepared these notes earlier today. Let me just see if there is a line out. I could tell you. Just give me a second. But you can keep talking while I pull it up.
No, I'm looking up, and then while you do that, I am looking up.
For the record, if it did go down to 8.5, I still like it. But I got it at 10.5.
To be clear, we like him to get snaps and then not do anything. I'll give you another play. I'll give it another play. I like Devonta Smith touchdown.
Okay, there you go. The entire receiving core did nothing in that week 1 game.
Well, yeah, but that's my point.
That's that I expect them to try to go out of the way to get involved.
He's the Dallas Goedert's probably missing the Chiefs game, and he's like, this is the guy who benefits from that. And he also has he's also killed the Chiefs. In fact, he had the dagger that killed the Chiefs. So
by the way, I am looking right now, and I think that the 10.5 line on Gray did get pulled. But it got pulled about an hour ago. And now it's at 8.5. So I still like it at 8.5. I prefer it at 10.5, but I don't mind it either way.
Let me see if I have.
Apologies, it's not my fault. They got pulled an hour before the show.
So
somebody stole my Google Doc notes.
Do you want to pivot?
No, I still like it, but I got 10.5. It's just unfortunate that it did move down to 8.5.
I'm just looking and seeing. Let me just look and see. I kind of think I might want Schrader field goal against Denver.
Okay.
He is. Let me just see. I think that's probably. It's only 110. I think we want to do it. He was a replacement midseason, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
How did he do last week? He had 4 field goals last week.
Well, to be fair, they had the ball the entire game because Miami couldn't do anything.
Let's see.
Miami were just handing the ball over immediately, so they had the ball the entire game.
I mean, so here's the thing. I don't think they're going to be able to do a lot of damage on Denver as is. Shane Steichen's a pussy.
The game's also in a dome, so of course it has my blessing.
Yeah, let's
that's fine.
Dude. We're gonna do Schrader over 1.5 made field goals at minus 110.
There we go. Anyway, I know we kind of got to hurry up. We got 9 minutes to go until you have to go. So before we get into our best bets and the underdog entry, reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Use them to bet on sports. You can use them for pick'em. And a reminder, you could also use a lot of their pick'em options to win 500 times your entry. Pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats, available for a ton of sports. And a reminder, use their new offer. For new customers, play just $5, you get $50 bonus funds. Use the promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig. Check out America's #1 prediction market for sports. They also are an exchange, so you're not getting the best prices in the market, and they're also available in a bunch of states, 35 plus states, so check to make sure if your state has it or not. Download the app and spend $5, you get $50 bonus funds. When you use the promo code SGPN, get on the action with Novig with the promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finish going through our favorite plays for Week 2. Time to move on into our best bets for Week 2. Adam, what is your favorite play for the Week 2 slate?
Probably this Burrow one. I just think he's going to have to run. He's going to have to scramble. We're basically betting on him to do one scramble.
That's fine. I agree with you on that. My best bet is Noah Gray, a longest reception under 10.5. I'd say dash 8.5 because the line has been apparently bought up at this point. But 8.5 I still like. He has gone under this number regularly. If I pull up his numbers at 8, he's also gone under 8 for a longest reception in 6 straight. So he still does nothing most of the time. His longest reception in the last 3 games, dating back to last year, is 3. So he only catches the ball around the line of scrimmage, did nothing in the Super Bowl against the same team. Give me Noah Gray, a longest reception under 10.5, 8.5, whatever number you want. That's my thoughts for the best bet.
I see Adam pointed out the James Conner rushing yards. CJ had that on my on our Dad's Bet Baseball show too. We liked that one a lot.
I know ETN had a monster game against it.
No, it's like plus.
Yeah, I'm saying ETN, who is basically a splitting touches at this point. He had 100 and change, so I don't mind it for Connor in this one. But anyway, for underdog, do you want to use Connor for underdog? Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. I like Connor. I can't find this Schrader line straight, so I don't mind.
That's fine. We can do it
now. Let's do it. So higher 1.5 field goals. Let's do Connor. 63 rush yards. Sure. And then
you want to do Burrow?
I love Burrow. What do you, I mean? Let's see what the Gray. Let's do one final fade of Gray.
I assumed
Not
it
even
wouldn't
on
be,
here.
so you can check Burrow if you want.
Yeah. Burrow, want to do the 5.5 rush yards. Cool. This is six times payout. I am laying it for us right now.
There you go.
Oh, sorry. Joe Burrow, higher 5.5 rush yards. James Conner, higher 63.5 rush yards. Spencer Schrader, higher 1.5 field goals made. We should also tell people what our main plays were.
Yes. So once again, it's going to wrap it up for the show. We'll be back once again for week 3, obviously, on Thursday next week. Find me on Twitter, RH Radio. Find him on Twitter at Herosberg. We also did the MLB show. I know that both of us crushed the MLB prop show yesterday.
We smoked the board yesterday. We've been smoking.
Yeah, there's somebody who keeps sending me screenshots of him basically
He's parlaying all of our stuff.
And he hit like a 16-1 for like the second straight episode. But yeah, I know I ended up sweeping. I think you did too. So we crushed.
I was 2-1.
We hit the reduced underdog because Volpe didn't play. So that was definitely nice too. But It's been great for the baseball season. And we're going to try to lock in as well here for the NFL. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bats. Bye, everyone.